Greetings, welcome back to Pink Oddbird. Today I'm here finally with what I'm calling my Spacewalker Collection Volume 1. The reason why I'm calling it Volume 1 is because I had a really hard time trying to not overfill these books, and all that tells me is I need to come back and do a Volume 2. So if you're not able to get in on these books this time, don't worry. Later on through the year, I will be coming back with a Spacewalkers Collection Volume 2. So for today, goodness, it feels like it's been 1,000 years, 1 since I've been here and 2 since I've been working on these books. It's taking me a little bit longer because I got super busy working on these. First of all, they have a lot of like little details in them, and they had a lot of work that actually went into them. So 1, and then 2, I had some company that came down to visit, and 3, I got sick. So I'm getting over the cold. Thank you everyone for the well wishes on Instagram. Definitely feeling a lot better. My energy is getting back up, and I am talking a little bit fast because I don't want this video to be too long. So let's go ahead and try and dig into this. I'm going to start with probably these 3, then we'll do these 2, and then we'll wrap it up at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. So in this collection, I did try and do, and I'm sorry, also I have the dishwasher going in the background, and I'm also sick, so I'm trying to talk over that. So getting over a cold and talking over the dishwasher is kind of interesting. So I'm going to do the best that I can without having to hack your ears off. So in this collection, I did try and do a good variety of different embellishments and sizes, just to give a little bit of something for everyone. So we're going to start with the 3 that are the most embellished. Out of the 3 that are most embellished, this is probably the most writable one. And like I said, to save time, I will mention things here and there of where stuff came from, but just check the description box below for more information on anything that you might have a question on. And if it's not listed in the description box, leave me a comment down below and you can ask. So this book is fashioned just like my Geisha book was. So again, this is probably my most favorite one. It's a hardcover. It is covered with fabric. I use sari silk for the closure. And I do have a little detachable charm on it here. And I love this little charm. It has lots of fun little bits and pieces on it. As you can see, I did add in some little beads. And then there's little heart, and then I love these little like spacey rocks. Those are really fun. And then I also have these like little pieces of rocks, which might be, you know, bits and shards of space junk. And then little stars, beads, and then of course we have our little astronaut guy here who's super fun and cute. So that is the charm. Closure is sari silk. I just put that into a little bow. And then on the front cover, I fashioned this little moon out of some scraps. So here's what that looks like. And I think that's really fun and pretty. And yeah, I just like the way it looks on the back of with the fabric for the book cover. And then on the spine, what I've also done is, you can see I've hand stitched in some sequins here and there just to kind of add to the little reflective look and feel. That kind of gives it that spacey vibe as well. And then I also have those little gold reflective stars in that fabric, which is super pretty. And yeah, so that's the spine and the covers. And then let's go ahead and take a look on the inside. So they have little pockets in the front. And I just tucked these little pieces in here. And then each of the books, I'm going to set this aside. Each of the books is going to come with one of these little case files. I got this little broken confidential seal idea from Nick the Booksmith. And so this is something that the aliens have in their files because, you know, they need information. And so you found this file and you've broken into it. So this little Tim Holtz clip keeps it closed. And then just some little twine. And then I'm just going to show this in detail on this one because they're pretty much the same in the other 2. So it opens up like this. And then here first we have their little ground zero, which this is what it looks like. You probably already know what that is. And then we have a little tag in the pocket here. And then up at the top, I've used one of Mrs. Cog's Halloween words for just to give it the eerie factor. Aliens, so heebie-jeebies. And then over here on the side, I've just got a little tuck spot where it says Event Horizon. Nick the Booksmith. I shrunk her kits down. And then this is the aliens' little toolkit, because if they do decide to abduct you and probe you, they're going to need a little kit so that they can do their work with. So that's what that's for. And then down here at the bottom we have this little anatomy piece, because, you know, they need to know what the human anatomy looks like. And then this is just open for more journaling space, or if you want to add something else in there to the alien files. And then this is a fun little piece. It's kind of like a little faux Inquirer piece about aliens, and then on the inside of it is just a bunch of little scraps from the project, course of the project. And then of course I add a little Mary Shelley Frankenstein book page on the back, and I thought these would be kind of fun because, you know, Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster might be something of interest to aliens. But also I put little rectangles around the words that I think that aliens might gravitate towards. So this here is like the little alien language, and I thought that was kind of like a fun little thing, like secret code that only they can read. And then we've got a little rocket nozzle structure here for their little spaceship. And then back here we've obviously got a little dude who's being investigated. So this is the little alien confidential file folder on everything they need to know about us humans, and this just all folds back up. Twist the little twiny around, and then this holds it closed. Super cute. Okay, so back to the book. There are 4 signatures in this book, and I've just done some random things like collaging with the pieces of the kits and papers, and then I left the backs of these tags stitched open because I thought that these little stitch markings would be kind of like similar or reminiscent of the alien signs in the crop field, where people always thought that those were, you know, signs from aliens. But you can also write in the little empty pieces. This is Mrs. Cog's kit here. And then I've been really inspired by June's journals lately. She's been making some really cool acetate pockets in her books, her and her husband. And then also Release Crafton, who has been making some really cool acetate tags like she did in her Growth and Decay book. I'll link them both below. But that's what this tag was inspired by. I'd recently filled up my stamp folder, and I saved all of the little acetate pieces that the cling stamps were stuck to, and that's what I used for these. The planets are the planets are all watercolored by myself, and then I just basically put them in this like frame type style, and then on the back they have the name of the planet that it is. So that's Saturn, but I think these just make a really fun little piece to your book. And then here on this side I've just done some more of that planet texture, which is a really coarse texture, and I just colored it just to give it a little bit of interest, but also I really like the way it seems like that feels like, you know, a planet surface. There are some paperclip charms in this book, and I did do like the little curled edges like Tracy Fox showed in her tutorial, but these little space rocks are super fun and pretty. I think they just look like so spacey and out of sight. And then wrapped around the little corner here is one of those digis. The digi kit that I used is Liana Scraps, I believe is what it's called. I'll link it, but this is probably my favorite kit of all at the moment, and I will be using this again. And I think in this series I used it in all of the books except for one, I think. So you'll see some more of this, and then I've also added some coffee stained paper in as well. And then in addition to that, I've used a couple of other kits, just like I said, Mrs. Cog's, and then I also have some of Nick the Booksmith's digis as well. I did a lot of hand staining and spraying in this book as well, in all the books actually. So they have some fun little backgrounds if you want to write or collage on. And then these are all printed on 65-pound cardstock, and then so it's just a little fabric pocket that I've got here. I made some Franken tags with some of the scraps that were left over from the project. Oh, and I also used my napkins for when I was spraying and staining the book. I have some of the napkins, so I like to decoupage those on in random places because I feel like it looks kind of like random planet texture, I guess. I don't know. It's just something fun, textural. So again, coffee stained paper, little ticket stamp. This is vintage paper. On the little ruffle here, I've just added some of those little beads because I thought it was a pretty little accent to have on the book. So again, here's that beautiful kit, which I love. It's so pretty. Yeah, you haven't even seen the most of it yet. There's still more to come. And then I also have this really fun wax paper that I bought from Lisa, and I love this paper. It is so cool. It almost ends up feeling kind of like sewing pattern paper. So out of this, I've made envelopes. They all have a little brad on the back, and then inside of the envelope on the front, you'll notice it says Sonic Delight. On the inside of the envelope is a little tag that I have made, and on the tag is a name of one of my favorite space songs, and each of the 3 books has a different song, so you can check out the song that I put in here for your Sonic Delight. And on the back of the tag, you can write something about it. Do you know the song? Do you not know the song? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Anything like that. So look at that kit, it's so pretty. So on these little fabric clusters, I have hand stitched some sequins here and there, just to kind of like add it to like the look of the like spacey kind of celestial look. And you can see I've hand stitched some iridescent ones here. They're all different colors. Each of the 3 books will have some different sequins on the fabric clusters. Some more of that napkin. Nothing goes to waste, especially when you have your expensive products on it. Little dipper. Each of them will have one of these little alien tags, really fun. Some more texture. There's a little belly band here. So I had some cellophane from my buddy Shayna, and I thought that making these like metallic globe kind of tags would be kind of fun. So I think these give like a really fun, like, you know, just something fun. And you can actually see through this if you hold it up to the light. So here you can see big time some of these papers that I stained. And they do have like some really awesome like glitter on the page. So it adds to the reflectiveness and shininess of the page. You can't really pick it up on camera very much, but it's there. So there's another piece. This is that kit. I love it. Some more staining. I even did some staining on black papers. I think I did this on Instagram Live, so thank you to the ladies who joined me for that. That was really fun. We were having so much fun just looking at the different results that we would get on the papers. So here is the second tag, and this one is Jupiter. And I did do a little bit of coffee stained paper on there, so if you want to write a little something about it. But yeah, that's watercolored on watercolor paper. I did those all one morning, and I think I shared that on Instagram as well. So here we have a little book page envelope, and on inside of here we have a little piece of tin foil, because you never know when you need to patch up your tin foil hat, you know, to keep people from reading your mind, or people. So here we've got a couple of tickets to the moon, and then another collage tag, again with that stitching left open on the back. This is a little fabric tag. These are really fun. Scrap tag. There's a little star charm. And this one I backed on coffee paper. There's some more of that fun napkin. So on this one you can see here, I added some little white sequins and a little cluster there onto the tab. So I think that's really fun and pretty. So pretty, the staining that we got. Some more of that kit. A little bit of stamping. Some fun little marbled paper. I thought it kind of looked planetary. I got from Shelby. I thought it was so perfect for this book. But I really had a fun time making these little like concept kind of books where you know, you can just kind of go with it, and they're not like this one, like I said, is the most writable one. But if you don't want to write in these, they make great like just art pieces to have. But you can see on that black paper how reflective that that glitter paint that I put on there is. Some tracing paper and the moon phases. This is vintage paper as well. Here is the other tag. This one is Venus. It's a little fabric tag. And then we have a little wild ones here, and then I put this little Be Wild washi. It's too perfect. Too perfect not to do it. Oh, and as you can see, this book is going to lay completely flat for you, like I said. And that's thanks to the way that I did the binding. So here's the center. There's some more of that reflective little sequins tabs. I put these little butterflies in because they were kind of galactic looking. I thought they were super pretty. And in this case, it really does match nicely with the page on the opposite side. So these are Franken tags. I added in a little segment of the Franken tag that has a shaker in it. So this is a little shaker piece here, and it moves around with a little confetti or whatever pieces in there. There's some more of that kit. It's so pretty and I love it so much. There's another charm and another tag. Coffee stained paper on that one. Look at how pretty. I can't get enough of it. Put the little skeleton in here because the aliens are among us. Look at how fun this page is. Just super pretty. So here we have a pocket and a little tag in there. So final signature here, we have Uranus, Franken tag, it's a little fabric tag, and then another tag here. Lots of spraying and staining, like I said. So they all will also have like a little hidden alien somewhere in the book. So for the 3 of these decorated books, there's going to be hidden aliens. So I will leave them in the book for you to discover where they're at. So this is a little flip up piece. And then I just have a little star charm on here. And then on the inside, I wrote the word unknown. And then they each have one of these like vintage Grey's Anatomy pages because, you know, they need to know about the anatomy. So here we have a little, an element card, neon. So here, there's a tag on coffee stained paper, and then in here, well, it flips open, and there's a small one of these little tags. And then on the back, another one of those little Nick the Booksmith ones that I shrunk down, little moon stamp. This is one of my favorite pieces of paper. Like, I wish everyone would be able to see this in person, but the way that this page turned out is pretty insane, and it feels so soft. There's a little tag here. Another charm. Another tag. And then in the very back of the book, each of the 3 books is going to have one of these really like fancy plush tags that I made. And basically what I did on these is I hand stitched the constellation for Cancer in this case, and I left the back plain, so if you want to write on that. And it is like padded, so there's like a little bit of like an embossed feeling to these. So I thought that that would be a fun little element. So if you were to look up the Cancer constellation, I tried to get as close to that as I could with just like freehand stitching. There's my stamp. And then again in the back there are 2 pockets. So here and here. So that is this one, and I don't think I said, but I'm calling this one Moonwalk. So that is Moonwalk, and I hope that you all like this one as much as I do. Like I said, probably my most favorite one. I think it's just this style of book that I really, really love. And it's like a perfect combination of like a lot of artistic pieces, but also plenty of space for you to be able to actually write in this one. Alright, so I'm going to set this one aside and we will move on. So the next one is this big one. I got to move up a little. So we have this big one, and it's another hardcover. It's also covered in fabric. I'm going to try and go a little bit faster because most of the like art kind of stuff and tags and stuff are not the same, but similar. So this fabric, if you ever saw the video of my very first space book that I made, I used the same fabric in it. And I love this fabric. It's a really pretty fabric, and it's like reflective, so it does have like shine and shimmer to it. And then on the edges, I did do book-like ledges on it, and I just put a little bit of wax lightly so that it would kind of enhance the grooves of those ledges, which I don't know if you can really see it on camera or not, but that's the back of the book. This one is 3 signatures. It is a hollow back, and so it will also lay completely flat. And like I said, I follow Nick the Booksmith's tutorial on that. And then here's the front. Before I talk about that, let me take the charm off so you guys can actually hear me. So the charm is very similar to the charm on the last book, where it has all these fun little bits with the stars, the rocks, and then we also have our little astronaut dude there. There's the rock, and then we have the little spacey rock here as well. So love these charms, and these were kind of like loosely inspired by Johanna. So I kind of just did like the way she does with the like strings, and then I just added a few more things to it. So it's kind of inspired by her. So on the cover of this one, I have some more of that, or I have some of this fabric. It's kind of like a velvet, but it's got like metal and blingy bits inside of it, and it's textural. So I really like the way that feels. It's kind of like starry, like a starry night sky kind of almost. And then I also have this little astronaut dude, and I don't know if you can tell, but I have added glossy accents. And the idea, well, let me show you here. I've added the glossy accents so that it would look kind of like a window. And so my idea with this cover was you, which is like me or you looking at this. We are sitting inside of our spaceship looking through a window at this astronaut who's floating by, and we obviously see like the night sky and we see the galaxy. And then my husband's like, oh, but you know, he has a galaxy reflection in his mask, and I'm like, good night, okay? Good night. So I said maybe the galaxy reflection in his mask is a reflection on the window of the galaxy that's behind him. And now that we've gone entirely too far into this, let's take a look at the inside. So here is the constellation that I hand stitched for this one. It's Scorpio. So again, I left it plain on the back, and it's that plushy velvet feeling. And so here I have these big jumbo fabric belly bands, and then behind I have these little tags that I collaged, and again I left the stitching detail on the back. So here, little alien tag, and then this big tag here. And then I just did some like texture painting so that it would have like that rugged planet feel to it. So here I just have a little star brad, and since this book is tall and narrow, what I did was I folded some of my pages in half, and then I extended them by using scrap pieces of my cardstock paper that I use, a scrapbook paper. So that's why you have these kind of like Franken pages. So a little tag here with the star brad. And I'm going to try and go faster, like I said, because this video is getting long. So I did some stenciling in the book as well. And it's either with Distress ink or sprays, depending on where we're at. I don't know what I did, but we'll see it when we get there. I think I used Amy Joy's kit for this one. These are just some little pockets that I made, so you can stick something in here, but I made them out of book pages, and I just did like a little, but these are so pretty. So there's a little rock, some more of that napkin, there's a little tag in here. Super fun dyed pages. I love these so much. Little wild ones. Some more stenciling. Here is the little wax paper envelope for this book, and then of course, like I said, it has a song inside of there. There's the center of the first signature, our tickets. Some of these little charms are super cute because I don't know if you can see, it does have like these little almost like galaxy kind of like beads on there. So I thought those are really pretty, fitting for the theme. There's a little charm up here on this paper clip at the top. It's a pretty bead, and it's got like some more of that kind of galaxy look and feel to it, but I thought those are really pretty. There's a Franken tag and some more of that napkin behind it. So this is all fun to touch because it's textural. So a couple more tags here. And then I did want to hold these in with the paper clip just because the doily pocket is not terribly sturdy. I wrote the word bizarre. And the pages behind here are stunning. There's another pocket. Look at that. Here's your tin foil. And this obviously pulls out. It's spraying, so stencil with spray. So here, wait, where is, oh, did I bypass? I bypassed it. In this one we have Mars, so love it. And so going back over here where we were, there's the center of the book. And then we have Pluto, or yeah, Pluto. And there's another little charm up there. So here's the Shaken Franken, maybe Shaken Franken tag, I guess, I don't know. I put this little star here to stop it, just so it doesn't go all the way, but that's a pretty tag. So here, I kind of did this in my first space book, but just a fun way to add some like journaling space so you can write on the backs of these. And then just close it and tuck it all back in here. And then this little piece also moves, and then another little tag down here. This page feels so cool. Second signature, so the last signature here. Pretty tabs. So this is a tracing paper print right here, and then I just cut out the phases of the moon, and then you can see it on the red background, but I thought that was kind of fun. There's another one of those tags, or pockets. There's a little star charm. There's a little tag here and here. Yeah, so if you're kind of like a space nerd like I am, these are the perfect books for you. Honestly, I would love to have one of these and just have it to have, because I just love space. You could tuck your favorite things about space in here. So many things you can do. Just have it to look at. So there's the center of the signature, and then we have Mercury here. There's another spray stencil. Ah, this paper is so pretty, I just can't get over it. A couple of tags. There's that cellophane tag here. I really hate to rush, but honestly, this video could easily be an hour or more if we're not there already. I don't think we are. No, luckily we're not. But I've definitely got my editing cut out for me, that's for sure. There's another little tag tucked in here with a little star brad, and another rock planet piece charm. Oop. There's a big tag here. On this page I used several scraps to extend the page. So this piece, you just unwrap it like this, and then it flips up, and then you've got some writing paper in here, and then a couple of tags in a pocket, some of that fun napkin. And in the back, one last Hermelinda tag. And then here are the Alien case files, sort of the same as the other. There's my stamp. And that is it for this one. And I also don't think I said, but I'm calling this one Spacewalk because we have the little space dude on the front cover, but love it. Moving on. So this book is a mini, so bring the camera way down. This is a small, tiny book, and it's, I don't know, 3.5 by 5 or something like that. And the spine is about 3 inches, so it is a fatty. But this is the smallest of the 3 decorated ones. And here is the charm on this one. I added some sari silk into it. We have the little space rocks again. And then there are some fun little like beads and doodads and eyelash trim as well. So all really pretty. And then instead of the little Martian on this one, I added a little spaceship. And then the spaceship opens like this. So something can get put inside of there. So I'm going to go much faster through this one. So I just got some tulle holding it closed. And I've just put a little Tim Holtz ornamental frame on the front cover here. It is fabric, so really fun. There's 4 signatures in here. You can see the little charms and all the textiles hanging out. And then I just added this fun soft fur to the top. So there's a little mini case files for this one. So, ooh, this book is tiny. Little pocket, tiny Franken tags. Some more texture. Crops. Signs. What's your favorite Alien movie? Okay, so there's the little wax envelope with my song inside of it. Our tickets. Little charm. These charms are so pretty too. Tiny little tags. I shrunk the kit down so you can see it works well. I've used this kit so far in like a regular size kit book, a traveler's notebook size, and then this mini size. We haven't got to the traveler's notebook size yet, but you'll see. It's a pocket. Oh, these are altered paper clips, so I added the word, you know, star to it. So it's fun, and then it has a little star on there. And that's a belly band, so something can get tucked behind there. Another pocket here. There's the cellophane tag for this one. There's the shaken Franken tag. There's another tag. And this is kind of like a little mini writing board. It's just a hard surface that I used with that marbled paper. It's hard to flip through the smaller ones fast than it is the big ones, I feel like. These papers, man. This little cluster. I was watching Ephemera's Vintage Garden one day, and she was making those, and I was like, ah, I got inspired to make those. Haven't done it in a while, I don't think. So some more textiles. There's a tiny tag. There's another little tag on this side. Pocket. Some more fun dyed papers. Book pages. Tag. There's another altered paper clip. So this book has Neptune in it, and there's Neptune. Another pocket. Here is the little piece. On the inside I wrote Strange, And there's a little Grey's Anatomy book page. Another altered paper clip. It says Black Hole, and there's a tag in there. Another tag. There's another space rock charm. So fun that dyeing is. There's a little card in there. Pocket. Milky Way. Your tinfoil. Franken tag. It's a pocket. Book page. Pocket. Pocket. And how can we forget the place that we live? Franken tag. There's a little tag tucked in there. Space tracing paper. Little fabric. Altered paper clip. There's a little card in there. Another tag. Woo! There's a little alien tag. So cute. Sparkle. That's all paint. That's how that looks. It really shows well on this one. And we have Aries. And there's my stamp. So that is this little mini. So I love it. And we're almost done here. We're going to move on to the soft covers. They're plain, so they should be much faster. And then I'll be out of your hair. Okay, so these are the last two. I'm going to move up just a little bit. This one is already spoken for, so we'll go through it kind of quickly. It's a soft cover fabric. I use Sari Silk as the closure, and on the cover, the fabrics that I use are all scraps from the previous books that you just saw. I left these here because maybe when she's done writing in it, she can add some beads or other trinkets here. I didn't want to do it beforehand because it would affect the flatness of the book, you know, when writing. So I left them. If she wants to do that, she can. If she doesn't, she can cut them off. This one is going to be called Written in the Stars. And then these are the three fabrics. And then I love this one again. It's that texturized one that looks like a starry night, and then blue, and then the space fabric here. So again, I've left lots of spaces for her to do her own journaling and stuff in here. She is a crafter and a journaler, so she knows how to write in all the cool spaces. And there's pockets, so she can add booklets and other things like that if she wants to. She can use gel pen on the black areas. I've added tuck spots if she wants to put some tags in here. There's coffee stain paper. This is that kit. How beautiful it is. Tuck spots in half moon shapes. So this one, again with the gel pens, would look really nice. I love the way the gel pens do look on the black paper. So there's a tuck spot. There's the center of the book, tuck spot. I think this would be a fun and easy book for her to write in. She can extend the writing space as she sees fit. Tuck spot. Is a pocket, tuck spot. And this Sari Silk is actually pretty cool because the way that it was, the way that it came, it transitions in color by itself, so I thought that was kind of fun. the last pocket. Or, sorry, there's the last pocket. There's my stamp, and that is this one. Oh, last but not least. This is the Traveler's Notebook size. I've used purple sari silk as the closure, and this cover is made out of that super fancy like velvet, and it's got reflective stars on it, so really pretty fabric cover. I also left these. If you want to leave them, you can add something to them after you use it, or take it out of your TN if you put it in one, or if not, you can just add some stuff to it. We'll call this an amethyst. So that's what the cover looks like, and you can see that the little cover is reflective in the gold, so it looks really nice with the stars. So on the inside, again, it's plain. There's a pocket, text. Okay, I'm forgetting how to talk, so I'm just gonna flip. I did have to sacrifice some of the pages on this because it is a Traveler's Notebook, and the kit is not sized for Traveler's Notebook, but it still works really well. Again, with that transitional sari silk, I think it's so pretty. This one I didn't want to sacrifice the page, so I folded it over and turned it into a pocket. And this looks like a perfect little like planet in the center. I like the way that one's stained. So lots of space to write in this one, as you can see. I didn't want to cut these off, so I just left it like this. So pretty. It's a pocket. Thought that was cool because it says the invitation. Maybe you've been invited by the aliens. Little stitching. And then in the back I did double tuck spots, and there's a little spot there. There's my stamp, and that is this one. Oh my gosh, you guys. So much talking. I definitely need to just rest my voice after this, but I definitely was excited to come and share these with you guys, and I hope that you have loved these as much as I have. If you're interested in some of these, you could check my Etsy shop and see what's available in there. And then, like I said, I will be back later this year with a volume 2 of the Space Walker collection. And so yeah, so that's basically gonna be it for these books. I will be back probably I want to say in a day or so to wrap up Prompt Week 2020 for February, give you the new prompts for March, and then I also will be back starting on March, maybe Monday. I don't really know what date it is currently because I'm sick and I haven't been keeping track of time. But I will definitely, you know, come back and get started on our Collect Yo Junk, which is going to be the junk journal challenge that we're doing for the month of March, where we create junk journals out of junk. So that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.